It's a trap, you walked right into the hate. All over a new king that's face is just replaced. It's all the same, you still be ruled by force. And no matter who it is, they'll still carry on the torch. Just a lie, cheat, steal, half of what you make. Taxation is theft, it's time to vacate the state. Newsflash, all your cash is an IOU. From killers who really do steal from you. Inflation is a weapon used by every nation who says that they're saving the world through lies. That they disguise and pass off as bravery. Well, I got news, debt is slavery. It don't matter who's madder, a new master don't matter. When they both want the same, the state don't play no games. They got you trying to survive and put you on sides and ready to kill each other. That's conquer and divide. It's all for show, or for hyper control.
It's good boy. And we're back with another episode of Buns and Tubs. We're here with you on this Tuesday, the 17th of September.
17th.
Well, I put a date on it. I shouldn't have, but will do.
What was that thing called? Is it still in effect where the dates are the same forwards and backwards?
This is a palindrome week.
Palindrome.
Yeah, where it's the same backwards and forwards.
Hold on. Let me open this Nuka-Cola.
There you go.
Nuka-Cola.
Delicious.
Bethesda.
Nah, so we're here on this day of days.
Yes.
To talk to you about, the goings-ons and whatnot. And then we got a little, as we always do, we talk a little bit of history about something in particular that's either something we like or something we hate. Today's the one that we hate.
Yeah.
Before we get started, we always got to do our housework. Just a weekly reminder that Jeffrey Epstein...
Yeah. Yeah, I almost forgot myself.
Was a piece of shit pedophile.
Yeah.
Killed himself, and I put that in air quotes, before he was brought to trial. And he had a cavalcade of individuals, of well-known people that we all know, who would visit him and journey with him to his private sex island. I just figured I'd let that out there. I got to mention it every episode because I feel like if I don't, people are going to forget that it happened.
Right. I understand.
You know what I mean?
We also have a strange little effect, a serendipity moment, if you will.
Yeah.
We had the drone attack, right?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to get into that here in a minute, but we also, pretty much as soon as whoever sent those, quotes, swarm of drones over to Saudi Arabia, as soon as that happened, we got a new patron.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/Bones and Tubs. Thank you, Jason Drone. I don't have it in front of me because my phone is doing live stream.
Yeah. No, thanks, Jason Drone.
We appreciate it. We hope that you weren't related to anyone that was over there drone attacking the Saudis.
Hi, I'm Jason Drone.
Yeah.
From Drones Incorporated.
Man. Get a selfie. Like, we send him a t-shirt, and it's one of those fully sized drones with missiles on it wearing the Bones and Tubs t-shirt. Fucking love you guys. I hate my controllers, too.
Listen, if you really are, like, the heir to the drone fortune...
God damn it.
What?
E. Condor, Jesus wept. He studies 3 nights before the podcast goes live and hits me with the fucking shit. He knows exactly how to twist my nipple. Can I read it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Did anyone check the hat size on those drones?
Hey, if you are the heir to the drone family, I mean, would you be mad if you saw a picture of a drone with the Bones and Tubs logo painted on the side of it?
I mean...
But no, so thanks for your contribution to our Patreon. We really appreciate it, and I would guarantee that there's probably a t-shirt en route.
Yep. We got the one headed out that's been waiting for a little while.
Yes.
She went on vacation to Hawaii.
Ooh.
She said the shirt shall arrive as soon as I return.
Speaking of t-shirts, we'd like to throw out there Infidel Custom Design. Got us a new box of shirts.
Jason Saylor, not involved with boating. He makes t-shirts.
Yes.
Apparel.
Does a damn good job of it, too.
Really good job. Opinion. If you want to find out about it, go over to iTunes, find the Bones and Tubs podcast, leave us a 5-star review, screenshot it, send it to bonesandtubs@gmail.com. I'll send you one of them shirts.
Hey, and you know what? If you want to do business with Mr. Saylor, he's over on Facebook, Infidel Custom Design. He makes all sorts of stuff, t-shirts. He's got lanyards now, beer koozies,
LLCs and shit.
All sorts. He is an LLC. That is something limited liability company. You got to know those things.
The Condor, I'm a fucking turd, man. Send me your shirt size and your address.
Does he not have one yet?
He is a patron, and I don't know how that slipped through the cracks. He's like our
Maybe because he's such a dude. Like, he's one of our dudes at this point. So
yeah, I was going to say, he's like our unofficial, he's like our far away. We have like 2 young Jamies, right?
Yeah.
The Condor is one of the 2.
Yeah. It's too bad he doesn't live closer. He'd probably be in the studio with us.
He was close by one time, not that long ago. He sent me a picture of him driving on, I believe it was 75. He's like, I'm in your neighborhood, motherfucker.
Nice.
Yeah, he's like, I've given you guys $700,000. Like, where's my fucking shirt at? Send me that shirt size. Send me that address, and we'll make it right.
Yeah, we apologize.
If you got the preference, I've still got some gray left, but I've got mostly black now.
I like the black ones better.
They're nice.
They're
nice eye catchers.
I look better in black, though. Bigger people, they can't. Gray doesn't look good.
It's slimming.
True. Because the gray tends to sweat, too. Bigger people sweat a lot, so.
Before we get too far, we got to shout out Nyman21. Started listening to the podcast a few days ago. Was listening to episode 73 before I saw you live. Hey, hi, how are you?
Hey. 73. I don't remember what episode.
I don't either. I don't
have my phone either.
Yeah.
I wish I remember what the episode was.
Not a professional podcast.
Probably deep in at 73. That's probably when we were really just like getting it in. You know what I mean? Like,
if you guys want to know why I randomly will shout out things that are not anything to do with the conversations, because we're also running an Instagram live video.
Yeah. We're here every week, every Tuesday, if you want to join in with us on our live show.
Eventually, we'll be on YouTube after we get to 1,000 followers, because that's the new gate that they've closed. If you want us to go on YouTube live, go to Bones and Tub Show at youtube.com.
Yeah.
Right? youtube.com/Bones and Tub Show.
Yeah.
Subscribe, hit the bell, all that stuff.
Yeah. You get, of course, our weekly podcast that we throw on there still, and occasionally other videos and whatnot.
73 was Zionism.
Yeah,
not Theo. Hashtag not Theo Condor.
Hey, have you met Theo?
Nyman 21.
Have you met Theo Condor?
Yeah, maybe you guys should send each other a DM. Holla, holla, holla. I can't do it. I got it. I can't.
Oh, man. So, yeah, thanks for our new Patreon contributor, Jason Drone. Your shirt should be in the mail. Thanks, Infidel Custom Design, for your contributions to the Bones and Toes podcast. And, dem boys.
Oh, dem boys.
Dem boys.
Now, here's the question I have, and this is going to sound funny to people who are listening on the RSS feed podcast, because they're already going to hear it. They're going to be like, these guys are fucking idiots.
Yeah.
So, I reached out to a few of our loyal listeners, and I asked their opinion, right? Should I put that intro from the Dem Boys at the beginning of our episode and add to the intro, make it the intro, get rid of the music, or just play it now as a one-time thing?
I was thinking we could play it at the end.
Okay.
So they have something to listen to at the end.
Okay.
Or we could just play it now. It don't matter to me.
Maybe I'll play it now and at the end.
Your regularly scheduled program to bring you a brief announcement on what's hot in the podcasting world.
Well now, have you ever felt confused about the world around you? Or an uneasy feeling of being watched or followed? Does this force you to day drinking?
Well, not to worry.
With today's rapidly advancing technologies, you can curb, even cure this worldly malaise with the Bones and Tub Show. That's right, the Bones and Tub Show.
German scientists brought over their Project Paperclip discovered that just one weekly episode of the Bones and Tub Show was an effective means to cope with this polarizing paradigm.
The Bones and Tub Show?
That's right, the Bones and Tub Show. So don't waste your time listening to some meatbox-pushing, alpha-brain-popping Hollywood homosexual, and tune into the Bones and Tub Show, the only show where the hosts really love you.
We love you.
We really do?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for listening. We now return you to whatever the hell it is you were listening to.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. That's good. That shit made me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Premium quality. I want to shout out Eye on the Ball, BAAL, like the demon.
Yeah.
Eye on the Ball podcast.
They just started out. And you know what makes me happy about their podcast?
What's that?
Is supposedly it was inspired by us truly in our podcast endeavors when we deal with the occult and whatnot.
They probably heard how terrible our first couple episodes were before we were even, had a mission. We just wanted to capitalize on the fact that people like listening to us talk together.
Exactly.
And here we are now. Look at us with a mission. Men on a mission from God,
Hundreds
like
of
the Blues Brothers.
Over 100 episodes in, 120 something.
Yeah.
Sounds a train. But no, thank you guys for that. We really appreciate you guys doing that for us. Definitely, though, if you guys come up with an advertisement for your guys' show, we will be putting it
Yes.
into our podcast as well.
If you guys just want to ride your own dick for approximately 1 to 2 minutes, record that shit, no homo, send it to us, and we'll play it. And then we'll do the same thing. Because our old one doesn't work anymore.
No.
I found it, and it plugs a non-existent website.
Oh, yeah, we don't have that website anymore.
Rest in peace.
Sorry. We moved on to what I consider greener pastures.
Greener, better statistical pastures.
What's been going on in the world today?
Well, the drone attack is right on top of the head.
Yeah, they really, really want somebody. I could think of a few people really want us.
I bet it's about to explode in our fucking chat here.
Yeah. Somebody really, really wants us to engage in warfare with Iran. Now, I mean, we've talked about the culprits before who have tried to get us involved with stuff in the Middle East. Theo Condor, I'm surprised he hasn't hit with the men in tiny hats.
He already did. He started the show that way, and as you said that, he wrote Israeli drones.
Or even Saudi Arabia in and of themselves is not afraid of provoking us into attacking one of their perceived enemies for them. Right. Being their proverbial hitmen. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So,
someone.
So they're really trying to get us to press in, right?
Yeah.
Because, of course, and the thing is, before, Trump's been surprisingly been able to, pull himself out of this shit. But he tweeted the other day that,
that was so
the United
fucking
States
stupid.
was locked and loaded.
Just waiting on our Saudi overlords to tell us who the enemy is, and we'll fucking make him disappear.
Yeah, and props to my girl Tulsi for just putting it right on the line and being like, this makes us look like Saudi Arabia's bitch.
Shout out sexy leftist Donald Trump, Tulsi Gabbard,
for saying what needed to be said. Because I'm pretty sure that Saudi Arabia can handle its own business. For real.
For sure. I mean, we've been giving them fucking weapons for how many decades?
Weapons, monies, support.
They get less money, I would assume, though, than Israel. We do give them enough for free college and free healthcare.
Yeah.
Well, we can't afford it here, but...
No, we could afford it over there. More or less what happened is a bunch of drones went to a oil refinery.
A swarm of Jason drones flew over.
And fucking wreaked havoc. And some people are trying to push it, even in mainstream media and stuff, are trying to push it as this being Saudi Arabia's Pearl Harbor moment.
Yeah. Which sounds great, because, who doesn't need another World War II?
Yeah, exactly, right? Because that's what we definitely need is another World War II.
Do you think this is a dream of the military-industrial complex that caused them to have a almost wet dream, but they definitely woke up hard?
Oh, they definitely woke up hard on this one.
Yeah.
I would say they haven't, blown their load yet, per se.
They're trying to work it out,
But they want to get that off. They think of all that juicy money they're going to make.
Make all that juicy shekel money.
Freeing Iran.
Yeah. We got to free Iran.
We're going to free the shit out of you right now.
Free the shit out of you, bitch. They didn't go after him for 9/11. You're right about that. Shout out Steve Kaminsky, Baked and White podcast as well.
Yeah.
And we're back.
Okay. That's what's going on with Saudi Arabia right now.
Shit makes me nervous. We were just talking before we started the live stream and the podcast. I have a certain level of uncomfort that happens when we're approaching winter. Insert Ned Stark, winter is coming.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big fan of the power shutting off or supply lines being disrupted. I got 2 babies.
Yeah, we're and that's the thing. We're Northerners. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We live we don't live in the far north, but we live far enough north that if shit goes down.
Listen, man, you can die if you sleep outside in Ohio in the wintertime.
Listen, nothing against people who live in Florida, but if shit goes down in Florida, all you got to do is pack a tent and go sleep in an orange grove.
Right.
And eat oranges for the whole year.
Guess who's not getting scurvy?
Exactly.
Yeah. Keep all your fucking teeth, bitch.
Exactly.
It's good.
Although I wouldn't thrive there because I would just have to eat alligators because, hey, we're talking, I think I'm week 4 of keto now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Lost some weight. I don't know if anybody could tell.
I can tell.
But
especially when, we wake up together in the morning.
Yeah. And go work out.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Not that you get it.
Yeah.
Seattle too, it's fucking wet and shit all winter. Snow emoji.
Oh no.
Man, Seattle makes me uncomfortable in the summertime for real.
I really don't want to eat people.
Yeah. Sleek Tubbs says Baked in the Wake podcast. Looking slender.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I went to a family reunion this weekend, and people were mentioning it as well.
That's good.
And then they laughed at me comically when we played wiffle ball, and I hit a what we considered a ground rule double, which a ground rule double in family. Can you block that out?
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
it's already gone.
Yeah, in Tubbs' family wiffle ball games,
that's the spirit.
Knocking the ball into the bushes at my aunt and uncle's house is considered a ground rule double.
Yeah.
And as I hit it and bolted to first base, my jeans that I were wearing, which I had them hiked up pretty far they are, because I have to hike them up now, proceeded to like almost fall down to my fucking knees as I ran. And everyone's like,
look at you, losing your clothes, you fucking Barry Bonds over here.
Yeah. But no, it was a good time. I had a good time. I got to, see all the Tubbs family, on that side. And it was a good time. I had fun.
Yeah, he's not trying to necessarily lose weight, I would say, but more recomp. The Condor said, I eat 5,000 calories a day. I'm trying to get in boogaloo shape.
I understand.
Trying to recomp, trying to get that swole on.
Yeah.
Trying to get that. I would like to think of you as the Preble County version of the mountain.
Yeah.
And eventually you're going to have to pop some dude's eyes out.
I'm going to be frank. I no homo. I watched videos of that dude, Thor Bjorgensen or whatever. Mm-hmm. I watch videos of his weightlifting shit because it is inspirational, because that dude can fucking throw it up.
People talk about being savages. That dude's a savage.
Like, I don't necessarily want to look like, I don't want to be like a show pony, the type that like get the spray tan and do all, I don't want to do that. Yeah, I want to be the type that like lifts large Atlas stones off the ground and puts them on things.
Yeah. I don't understand how I can't go as blackface on Halloween, but people can spray tan themselves to look like Wesley Snipes for a competition.
Exactly.
How the fuck does that work?
Well, and that's the thing. It's not. I don't even say they look Wesley Snipes. To me, they turn out looking more like a cooked hot dog.
Yeah.
Give me that. I want that color. Like if you took a ballpark Frank, sat on the grill for about 10 minutes, flipped it, another 5 minutes, and then pulled it off. That's the look I want.
Before you slide it in your mouth?
Yeah. It even has the texture of a hot dog. You know what I mean?
So, yeah.
Like, I'm good on that. I don't want to look like that.
Thin
I want to be
skin.
I would sooner be the guy that's fucking pulling tractors and shit, because I think that's cool as fuck.
Fuck yeah. What about a semi or an airplane?
Right?
That shit's gangster.
I'd much rather do that,
Not like shitty inner city, my pants hang down because I want you to fuck my butt gangster.
And like you said, I want
a three-piece suit gangster.
Crush somebody's skull with my bare hands. That's the kind of thing I'm looking for.
And just smash.
Or like get shot, like,
yeah,
and then just like reemerge like the Terminator,
Yeah. Fuck your bullets.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so back to the current events, because I think we went off the rails there for a minute.
That's what we do, though.
The other thing we wanted to talk about, one of the things, was, did you know, or congratulations to all of us, we found out that the CIA had nothing to do with the crack cocaine epidemic in the country back in the 80s and early 90s.
I believe I saw that. I shared it, too. It was a study done by a non-biased, and I'm just kidding, it was done by the CIA.
It was done by the CIA. The CIA investigated themselves and found out they had nothing to do with the crack cocaine epidemic.
Yeah.
Imagine my shock that that's what they found out.
Thank fucking God. I bet they had nothing to do with the heroin epidemic, too. Did you see that other meme I posted?
I think I did.
It was like in front of a bar or something, and it was one of those signs you slide the letters into that's illuminated, and it said, shoot your local heroin dealer, or something like that.
It was like, you want to help the drug epidemic, shoot your local heroin dealer.
And somebody commented, it's illegal to threaten violence or commit violence on a federal agent.
Yeah.
Oops.
Well, other than that, did it happen after the show? Did we talk about... Oh, we did. We talked about Beta O'Rourke last week, didn't we?
Man, that dude has been selling some motherfucking firearms. I shared that link of the gun that was the no Beto sale, and by the time I looked at it, there was still a stock left.
Yeah.
I posted it. Not 5 minutes later, I got a notification they're sold out.
Yeah. So...
Sheesh.
He definitely sold a lot of ARs.
I like to think that they're not smarter than me. But if they are smarter than me, then they're playing 5D chess, and they're making money off these companies.
Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out how he perceives that they're going to take those away. You know what I mean?
Maybe he hasn't heard about New Zealand, or maybe he hasn't heard about, what was it called? Oh, the Revolutionary War.
Yeah. That little
or
boat.
the Second Amendment. They've got that one too, right?
That was, as far as I'm concerned, that was hashtag Boogaloo Part 1.
Yeah.
Right. The Revolutionary War, that is.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would say...
What was old boy's
Are we
name?
on Part 3 or are we just on Part 2 of the hashtag Boogaloo?
Listen, we're on some...
I feel like the Civil War was kind of hashtag Boogaloo Part 2.
It was.
That was the electric Boogaloo.
But it's been so long, right? Since Boogaloo, I feel like we went ahead and skipped parts 3 through 10 or 3 through 9, and we're at Boogaloo X.
Ah, Boogaloo X.
Simply because of the meme I shared yesterday that was Anthony Anderson. I think that's his name.
Yeah.
Black comedian, where he's like licking his lips and rolling his hands over, and he's like, look, I get when I'm chasing those ATF boys around with an RC car that's strapped with C4.
But no, yeah, or I still, that one about the stuffed dog full of tannerite always gets me too.
Fucking good.
Yeah, speaking of which, just so everybody knows out there, you can easily acquire tannerite by going online and buying it by bulk.
It's pretty cheap too.
Yeah, and it's impressively explosive.
How much do you think you could get to make a 120-pound tannerite boy? And by boy, I do mean a dog.
It's going to cost, you said 120 pounds?
Let's just say 120 pounds.
I would imagine it's 120-pound doggo, good boy.
Yeah.
Would run you at least, if I remember, I was looking at the prices yesterday.
Shopping.
Probably about $500.
Oh, well, I mean, that's worth it, really.
We
all know that those alphabet boys, more than anything, more than any part of law enforcement or authority, they love shooting your dogs.
Yeah, just remember that when you ignite the, that good boy, just make sure that you're a good distance away, because I definitely watched a video the other day of a guy loading up an old lawnmower full of tannerite.
Yeah.
And detonating it, and he lost his leg. He wasn't far enough away from
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, and he even it's like, boom, and he's like, oh, my leg. He's like, my leg is gone.
C. Condor says diesel and fertilizer is cheaper, guys.
True story.
And you can probably get both still. I mean, I know I see diesel everywhere, but do you need a permit for fertilizer yet?
No.
Not yet.
Well, see, here's the thing with the racing fuel and fertilizer, whatever you want to use, right? The problem with those things is that I feel like they're not as easily transferable as tannerite. If you want a big, big job, yeah, you can do that. You know what I mean?
You'll have that with those bigger jobs.
But if you want a smaller jobby, you know what I mean? Like, say you hypothetically, this is all hypothetical, mind you. I'm not actually talking about doing this.
Now, when we say smaller, are you talking about like poodle boy?
Yeah.
What size boy are we talking?
Well, let's imagine, if you will,
Yorkshire Terrier boy?
Let's say Yorkshire, teacup miniature Yorkshire Terrier boy. You know what I mean? Say you hypothetically rigged your teacup miniature Yorkshire Terrier to your front door, and you rigged it so that when the door was opened, he'd be a bad boy. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm pretty sure that teacup miniature Yorkshire Terrier would do the job.
And this chat's getting live.
But that's we're talking about dogs here, right?
Yeah, dogs.
Yeah,
fictional dogs in
fictional
stories
dogs
that involve fictional boys made of the alphabet.
Yeah.
I'm going to catch up, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Since we're
good.
still, in that zone.
Okay.
Let's just see here. I'm going to cherry pick these, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Blaine Burchett, tractors, LOL. The Condor, I culturally appropriate Wesley Snipes because I don't pay taxes. Laughs and Tosh Plumley. I'm sorry, I missed that one. Dorner shut part of the state down. How they calculate they can engage millions is beyond me. There's cheaper and better ways to make tannerite than to buy it, says Nyman21.
I'm curious. We do have an email account.
Yeah. bonesandtubs@gmail.com. If you go over there and tell us ways that are cheaper and better to make tannerite.
Yes.
C. Condor's like, no, you have to rent a rider truck in Minecraft.
We're still talking about...
He said not real life.
Now, we're still talking about dogs, right?
Yeah. I see. CIA pilot Plumley. He's the one that flew the drugs in for the CIA.
The question is, how many doggos does it take to blow through a police barrier? You know what I mean? Are we talking, maybe a couple littler dogs or a Saint Bernard sized doggo.
Man, that's a big doggo.
That is.
So I'm gonna go with my autism here real quick, if you will let me. You know how I've been pressuring you to play Overwatch? I was playing Overwatch earlier this morning before I came over, and there's a DPS character that means damage per second. Female, Ash is her name.
Yeah.
Like Pokemon Ash, but with an E at the end.
Okay.
And one of her abilities is to throw like a bundle of dynamite sticks. And you shoot them if you want, or you can just wait.
Yeah.
And they explode fire damage over time. So, would you theoretically, if you were in a V for Vendetta scenario where the cops are lined up, you know, protecting the Capitol or whatever it was, would you be throwing doggos and then shooting the doggos?
Well, see, here's what I was thinking. Stay with me on this. Say hypothetically, right?
7.3 poodles.
I imagine, if you will, clay pigeons, right?
Yes.
So imagine if you put a doggo inside of a clay pigeon.
You'd have a doggo shooter instead of a skeet shooter.
Say hypothetically, I train my son to load the the loader, right? And then release the doggo, right? Well, the clay pigeon and the doggo together.
Right.
And then I train myself to be able to ignite the doggo above people.
Yeah.
You know?
Rain fiery death upon them.
I mean, I think that would be practical.
We're not talking about live doggos either. First of all, they're Minecraft doggos. Secondly, they are already dead doggos that have been taxidermied.
Well, and let's establish this right now too. I was watching. I've been rewatching Breaking Bad, right?
Yeah.
And I had an idea because I'm good. Thank you.
But, sorry. Yeah. Anyway, continue.
There's a part. I think it's in the first season, maybe, or second season, where he is trying to get a better deal from the drug dealer Tuco. And he brings a bag of what's perceived as meth, but actually ends up being fulminated mercury.
Ooh.
So I watched a video. I was like, does fulminated mercury really blow up like that? Like when it hits friction? So I looked it up, and yes, it in fact does. So anybody out there know where I could get a bead on some fulminated doggos? Considering
the fact that we have mercury in our bodies probably still from our vaccines, that makes me nervous.
Well, mind you, it's a special mercury. Special fulminated doggos. You know what I mean?
I get it.
So, but I watched a few videos where people just took a smidgen, like a pinhead's worth, and then hit it with a hammer, and it's like, bah!
Kabam!
So imagine, if you will, a sizable amount. And the thing is, you wouldn't have to shoot it, because once it hits something, it's like a snapper.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about an industrial strength popper right now. You know what I mean? Wrapped up in some tissue paper, maybe just for good measure, you throw some nails and shit in there.
Yeah, just for projection.
And then you train your son to shoot it with a slingshot.
Yeah, in Minecraft.
Yeah, in Minecraft.
Now, you've been telling me before about when you were training your son for T-ball. You were having him use a little light weights.
Yeah.
To get that muscle.
Yeah.
Do you think he's strong enough, or how long would it take him to launch 7.3 poodles in Minecraft?
It'd probably take him a little while. He's still working on it.
Alleged popper, alleged nails. Y'all wildin'.
But he still does his workout too.
He's a beast.
Yeah,
he'll be a beast too.
Yeah, he got a couple good hits at the Tubbs family wiffle ball game the other day too.
That's good.
Didn't even need a tee. Still whopping him.
Man, he's a little savage.
Oh yeah, he's getting there. I'm going to tell a funny story.
You should.
I know we're supposed to be we had a topic, but
listen, man. I tried to lean this towards the shoot the shit the cast because my son did not allow me to do notes. If you check our Snapchat, Bones and Tubbs at Snapchat, you'll see why I couldn't do notes.
But
it's my life.
It made me aware of the fact I need to really be more into what he watches on YouTube and stuff like that.
It's a great story.
So the other night, we're getting ready for bed, and he's brushing his teeth, and he says, "Dad, what does humped mean?" And I say, well, I was like, usually it's someone gets a hump on their back. I was like, it's like a big bump on your back. I was like, or whales have them too. I was like, they call them humpback whales. And he's like, because I was watching this video the other day about this guy who was talking about different Godzilla monsters, and he said that Space Godzilla was created when Godzilla humped a meteorite.
Whoopsie.
And I was like,
oh, bro.
I was taken aback. And then he's like, and he said that Beyondpod, which is like a genetically modified Godzilla that was mixed with a plant, he said that was created when Godzilla humped a plant. And I was like,
listen, bro.
I was like, no. I was like, no. I was
you
like,
can't say these things.
I was like, that means something else. I was like, and just for good measure, I was like, that's bad. Don't talk about that at school either.
Right.
I was like, I was like, I'm not mad at you.
No,
like,
no anger.
But just know that that's something we don't need to talk about.
Have you started explaining school in forms of the state? Like, you can't say these things in front of statey boys.
Well, it's about polish.
I get it. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
rock polish.
You gotta
get that shiny polish.
Yeah, for all presentable purposes, he is a model student. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
But it bubbles under the surface.
He taught me things about animals I didn't know. The one day we ate at hashtag no longer a restaurant gels.
Yeah. That was a while ago.
Shout out hepatitis A. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
So I just
crocodiles and alligators.
I thought it was a cute little like innocent moment where a kid says something. It's like it reminded me when I was a kid and I was probably about his age, and my mom asked me about some kid at school that I didn't like or something like that, and I was like, oh well, I used to hang out with him, and then I stopped hanging out with him. She's like, whatever happened to him? And I was like, oh, he's a prick. And she's like, the fuck did you just say?
I'll slap the dog shit out of you, bitch.
Like she would say fuck. My mom doesn't say fuck.
Or slap shit, bitch. None of those
She
things.
doesn't even like listening to the show because we cuss so much on it.
Listen, man. She called me little shit one time when we worked together. I don't want to hear it.
She calls you little shit all the time.
You can't be mad. Words. They're words.
Yeah, you're right. All right, so should we talk about like what we wanted to talk about?
I mean, we can. Okay. It's a mild topic. We've got.
Unless you had other stuff to talk about, and then we could just shelve that for next week.
I feel like there was such crazy shit when I looked on Drudge earlier. We could have just done that too. It doesn't matter. There's so many fucking like just nonsensical topics about. I almost feel like the topic we were going to use is better to just hype it up and then do a solid fucking block of research.
You know what? Yeah, because here's the thing: we're like 30 in.
God
right?
Damn.
Yeah, we're 30 in, and we
Time
haven't
flies
even
when you're having fun.
We haven't even talked. I feel like it deserves more from us than just like a quick 15 minute. Let me pull up Drudge Report and see what we could pull up from that.
We got a question here.
Oh, what's that?
From Steve Kaminsky, Baked and Awake Podcast.
Okay.
Question for the host: have you heard of the guys who say nuclear radiation is a hoax? Related, Japan Olympics and Fukushima waste dumping.
Actually, I haven't heard of that.
I have seen nukes are fake, like the weapons.
Yeah, we've talked about that before on the show.
Yeah.
Now, nuclear radiation, I don't think that's fake.
I'm pretty sure we talked about real radiation in the last show with 5G and all that. And you talked about having real life experience with a power transformer.
Yeah.
Causing radiation and making you feel some type of sick in your head and or tum-tum.
Exactly.
Steve Gang. Power fist. I'll tell you one thing, Theo Condor. People might say jet fuel is fake, but it definitely doesn't melt steel beams.
Yeah, that did happen between now and the last episode was the 18th anniversary.
Yeah.
Of 9/11, which if you haven't listened to it in our back catalog, we did an episode about 9/11.
I feel pretty good about that one too because most everybody who's hip to the 9/11s, they've got hip on the Alex Jones side of things. We talked about a female who Alex Jones did not talk about. She was a CIA asset, and she was warned about 9/11 back in April. Check out our old episode.
Yeah, definitely about that. Because, but the memes. I feel like it's like 9/11 being an inside job has gone into the realm of it being something like it's like the JFK assassination. Like, I think a fair amount of the population know it was fake. Or not fake, but like, they're not good?
It's really good.
Okay.
I gotta put it down.
Okay. But,
talking about Nuka-Cola over here.
But they know that it was an inside job. Like, I think a fair amount of the population know that already.
Yeah.
But we're just like, it's one of those things, I don't know if it's the fluoride.
Oh, right, yeah.
Or something else that's just like, oh, well, yeah, they definitely bombed those buildings and killed, 3,000-something Americans.
Right. Oh, no.
Or like people, because like I haven't had to argue. Now, a few years ago, I have had arguments about 9/11 with people, right? And being called a truther.
Mm-hmm. Because the truth is a bad thing.
Like it's a derogatory term.
Yeah,
right?
We don't like the truth. You're gross.
Yeah, calling me a truther and whatnot.
Eat a box of dicks.
But now I don't get that anymore because like, you throw a few things at them like, oh, hey, jet fuel doesn't melt them steel beams.
Apparently it melts steel beams, but it doesn't burn passports. So,
yeah.
I mean, we have that.
Or we were talking to, our friend Walter the other day.
Yeah.
and he was like talking about how he had worked in demolition.
Yeah.
And so did his grandfather, I think he said, or some relative, and how usually if a building's gonna fall and it was hit by something, it's gonna fall in a direction almost like a tree.
Yeah.
Right? Because it makes sense because it hits the one side and then it begins to tilt and fall.
Right.
But he said with those buildings, they didn't do that. They got hit and then they fell inward.
Yeah.
And buildings that fall inward infer that it was a demolition.
Yeah. It's time for ketchup.
Okay. All right.
Not the condiment.
Okay.
Ketchup in the Instagram Live.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram.com/Bones and Tubs Live comments. We have Steve Kaminsky, Bacon Awake Podcast, talking about everybody knows, nobody cares. Similar thing to the Epstein. It's got to be fluoride.
Yeah.
Sodium fluoride in the water, food, and toothpaste to get your life together. Billy Lawson, careful, the Clintons could be listening. The Condor, Building 7. That used to be my favorite talking point when Tubbs and myself would go out to bars in Oxford, Ohio, and drink copious amounts of alcohol, and then I would have to urinate, go to the bathroom, and whoever was next to me, you got that guy that stares at your dick?
Yeah.
He's always in the bathroom, right? Mm-hmm. I'm that boy that goes in there and hits that urinal, and I'm like, how many buildings fell in 9/11? Mm-hmm. 2, weirdo. Oh, really? What about Building 7? And then Condor, again, ready with a message for you.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Tubbs, how big was the hat on the guy who got the insurance money from all 3 buildings?
It was of a small nature.
No lie detected.
Yeah. I mean, I hate to keep hitting that because I don't want to be roped into that.
I know, but
subcategory.
That's why he does it.
No lie detected.
0. Yeah.
That's how it is.
Check out our Zionism episode if you think we're being racist, because we're not.
Yeah, we've already covered this. I'm not going to talk about this a million times. I have nothing against people.
We're having fun.
I have no problem with people who are sons of Abraham. You know what I mean?
You didn't say that was going to be a custom. If anybody wants a good laugh at poor English comedy, I would check out some
Auntie Donna
on YouTube.
Yeah,
Christmas Pud.
That was the one that got me.
Really changed my life.
Yeah.
I feel like never mind. I won't say it.
Okay,
it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Disregard. So, what's going on that screen over there? Anything good?
They're talking about the Israeli election mostly. And how everyone's worried that what's his face, the current
Benjamin Netanyahu.
Yeah, Bibi. That Bibi's not gonna he's fighting for his political career. Apparently,
surprised he even made it through that scandal they had going on not that long ago.
I mean, the question I have to ask myself though, I mean, not to side with Israel on something, but he's a staunch state, the Israeli state kind of person. What could his opposition be about?
Well, I don't know. I mean, could he be perhaps a stronger Zionist? Because what you're describing is a Zionist.
Yeah.
So maybe there's a stronger Zionist. Maybe there's how gross would it be if there was a Jewish version of Trump? The same way the English people did Boris. What was his last name?
Boris Johnson.
Yeah. Like a really sloppy looking English.
Ill-fitting suits and.
Yeah. Crazy hairs.
Talking in the most vaguest sense.
He looks just like a English version. Like if not Jeffrey Epstein, fucking Harvey Weinstein and Donald Trump had a baby. Right? That's what that dude looks like. Well, he's been ugly and disgusting his whole life. Now that he has power, he probably uses it for pussy.
I don't remember if you posted it or someone else did. I feel like you did. The picture where it was a sky view of a circus.
Yeah, it was me.
And it said this is the view from above the White House.
Yeah.
That was good.
Your dad came out of the corner on that one and liked it.
Did he?
He did.
Oh yeah, he don't.
I get it.
He don't fuck around with the DT. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, fuck it, man. I get it.
I mean, I don't think he's mostly apolitical.
We just need to make him a little bit more capital apolitical.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that if we did the show that we're probably going to do it next week, just to give you guys the heads up.
Yeah.
We were going to talk about the history of taxes today.
Yeah.
But we kind of just rolled into a, rando show where we talk about everything that's going on in the world. But I think next week we're probably going to go ahead and do the history of taxes.
I kind of pulled the trigger on that one a little early because I feel like it's important to have a decent history. It's almost, in my mind, a 2-parter for real. Because you got a big old behemoth, a big old fucking pink elephant in the room with taxes that we should definitely talk about.
Yeah.
The Federal Reserve.
Ooh, man, have we ever done a Fed episode?
I don't think so. I'm sure we've shot shots at them randomly from our random prostitute.
I mean, because they tie in to the whole taxation thing anyways. That's the thing. Like, they're, as far as I'm concerned, if we're talking about U.S. tax history, they are an integral part of it at this point.
1913 gang, #gang. All right, Steve Kaminsky from the Baked and Wake podcast. He says, dudes, I got to bounce. Trying to get my own show out, too. That's the Baked and Wake podcast. Nice having lunch with you, though. Thanks for the love. Taxation is theft.
Nice.
Gotta love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely, I feel like definitely a two-parter.
Yeah.
Have you ever looked at the history? I listened to the audiobook on a way to and from a vacation of G. Edward Griffin's The Creature from Jekyll Island.
Mm-hmm.
If you've got an extra credit on your I would recommend you start doing that. Because that's just crazy.
I do.
Fuck.
I do have an extra. I have 2 credits on right now.
If you think they're slick, right? Because they passed in 1913, whatever the bill was.
Yeah.
The Federal Reserve Act, I think.
Well, I think they passed the Federal Reserve Act 1912, 1913. Yeah. But it was also the same year that they enacted, not to get into the episode that will be our talk on taxes.
We're priming the engine.
But that was the same year that the 16th Amendment was passed.
Yeah.
Which more or less...
In some states, not all states.
But that's the thing, though. I mean, according to the Constitution, it doesn't have to be all the states. I think, 2/3 of states has to ratify it.
Was it 2/3, though, is the question.
I don't know.
We'll find out next week.
I mean, it's on the books, so... But it more or less gave the federal government the ability to do what they do.
Right. Steal from your labor.
Yeah.
Is what he's saying.
Yeah. More or less. Oh, trust me. Listen, I'm no mathematician, but I went through and did some hard math on my notes, which I'll just end up using for the next episode.
Right.
But
definitely check that out on your own, though. Not a shout out, not a podcast sponsor. I might edit that word out, in fact.
Well, a little bit off.
Yeah, they're pretty good at offering people money to say their name, so we'll probably just edit that out.
Oh, well, I mean, it's still a good service, though.
It is, but Daddy's got to pay the bills.
You're right. And I think we're both users. We should be getting paid by them.
We're, right. We've been holding on to our pussy, though. We've had several offers come in for advertisements through our Bones and Tubs account on, what is it? LinkedIn.
Here's the thing. I honestly would, when it comes to and hawking them.
You know how many times I'm going to have to edit this motherfucker?
I know. And when it comes to hawking them, I would do it if they just, gave me my account for free.
That'd be all right. Free is free.
That'd be great. I could dig that.
The Condor, one more time at you with a message. All of this makes sense. Or, I'm sorry. All of this makes me wonder how big the hats were on Jekyll Island.
Oh, my God.
He said, haha, I'm sorry, Tubbs.
No, that's good.
But, I noticed things.
Yeah. But
I'm pretty excited about that episode, though.
Yes.
I'm glad we got a decent shoot the shit, because a lot of people said they like it. I actually had a few people message us. I don't know if you saw it on the Instagram. They talk about they only come to our podcast for one reason, and that is our interpretation of current events.
Oh, okay.
And that made me feel good, because, I didn't even think about it. We don't really do... we like our Shoot the Shit cast. We do those.
Yeah.
But we don't necessarily do what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's pretty neat.
Yeah. It's... we do them every great once in a while, but...
It's good, though. It's nice to hear from you. If you want to talk to us, hit us up in the DMs on the Instagram, instagram.com/Bones and Tubs.
There you go.
You can shoot us out at fedbook.com/Bones and Tubs. I really don't like Facebook.
Oh, no.
It's so gross.
It's a quagmire.
Shoot us an email. Shoot us a picture of yourself in a shirt that you got or are about to get at bonesandtubs@gmail.com. That'd be okay. We're on Snapchat, Bones and Tubs. See here. Twitter at Bones Tubs.
And then one more thing before we go. I just saw this and it reminded me. Do you think it was advantageous that Trump fired Bolton literally days before the Saudi Arabian thing happened?
I don't understand that, because wasn't Bolton a fucking warmonger?
Big time.
So
I
why
feel
is he placating to the Saudis?
Well, see, here's the thing, though. I feel like maybe that was his call. I'm not saying he knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
But maybe he knew there was something on the horizon involving Iran and Saudi Arabia, and Bolton has needed no reason to fucking say we need to go after Iran.
What was his position?
Fuck.
We've got some wireless internet.
Hold on a second.
We do need to revive our Discord. I'm not really sure how to use it. I'm like an old man stuck in a 32-year-old's body. These new texts, though. Oh, the Condor, you cheeky bastard. Bomb everyone. Doubtful. Oh, that was his position. I see. I got you.
What was he?
He said bomb everyone was his position.
Oh, okay, yeah, he was the national security advisor.
I see.
So for being a war hawk, and it's like I said today, I don't know if war hawk exactly exemplifies what he is.
Yeah.
I said warmonger because
it.
that made more sense.
Yeah. It's like a fishmonger, a man who sells fish. He was a warmonger.
He sells war.
He sells war and death.
Yeah. Also a whoremonger.
And a bitch. I would have to say that in an elevator, if I had a pair of brass knuckles, he wouldn't want that work.
I saw a funny meme where it said John Bolton returned to his people, and it just showed a bunch of walruses. And with that, I think that wraps up the show. We've plugged all our plugs, except Patreon. Go over there.
Patreon.com/Bones and Tubs. We've got several reward tiers. $1 gets you a shout out. $5 will get you a bumper sticker and a shout out. $20 will get you a t-shirt, bumper sticker, and a shout out.
Thank you to Blooded the Brave.
Blooded the Brave. Thank you for letting us use your music.
Yeah. Thank you, the Eye on the Ball podcast.
Yes. Check out the Eye on the Ball. Check them out in their infancy. They're about to do great things.
That's BAAL, not
yes,
BALL.
Like the demon.
Yeah, like ball.
We're going to play their promo that they made for us in the spot where we played it earlier and at the end after the music.
Because we liked it that much.
It was great.
I'd like to thank you all for listening. We hope you have a good week. We hope you enjoy the show. We hope to see you next time. And we hope you stay safe.
Send me your fucking t-shirt size and your address, The Condor. We love you.
We really do.
Your regularly scheduled program to bring you a brief announcement on what's hot in the podcasting world.
Well now, have you ever felt confused about the world around you? Or an uneasy feeling of being watched or followed? Does this force you to day drinking?
Well, not to worry.
With today's rapidly advancing technologies, you can curb, even cure this worldly malaise with the Bones and Tub Show. That's right, the Bones and Tub Show.
German scientists brought over their Project Paperclip discovered that just one weekly episode of the Bones and Tub Show is an effective means to cope with this polarizing paradigm.
The Bones and Tub Show?
That's right, the Bones and Tub Show. So don't waste your time listening to some meat-box-pushing, alpha-brain-popping Hollywood homosexual, and tune into the Bones and Tub Show, the only show where the hosts really love you.
We love you.
We really do.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for listening. We now return you to whatever the hell it is you were listening to.
Cryptic as a Nas intro. Damn right, I grew up on Esco. And Rocket Man Pac exposing the plot. I lost my heart when Soldier Slim got shot, but they still live on and more than these songs. I'm in a war just to right these wrongs, so I write these songs and spit it from the heart. And came from the side that they call dog. Had a label, boxed in a trap, living life under a microscope and attack. That's all of us living against the odds. They were never in our favor. Check the paper that they print and sell. It's all a scam. Fake is the money that's in your hand. Have you seen the plans or read a book? Or do you hide your face? Are you afraid to look? Well, that'll all change when there's nowhere to go. Just do me a favor, don't turn cold, cause it'll be rough when you finally see. But it'll be worth it cause you'll be free. It's a state of mind, a sense that makes sense. Don't you forget that we're all heaven sent. We're from the stars, we're in charge. But right now, we're all living at large. 101 for being nothing but born free, and then wrapped in thorns. If you do the math and add it up, you might finally see that we've had enough. Cause anyone living who's less than 13 years of age has been living in a cage since that day they cursed us all when they blew them up and we watched them fall. Every day that they've been alive, they've been living in a line, a world at war. Every day that they've been alive, they've been living in a line, a world at war. Every day that they've been alive, they've been living in a line, a world at war. Every day that they've been alive, they've been living in a line, a world at war. Nah, it ain't all good, but I won't let them take what's left of what's good. The power we hold, the love we know, and we can see when the eyes are closed. It may feel like the hate's about to win, cause it's all you see. Just a sin, they played to pray every day on our minds to keep it all in a cage. They choose what they feed on the TV, and they thrive on hate, so that's all you see. More the same, the hate and pain, the doubt and fear, the dark and rain, and the same old fool who lives the rule, who's got the cure and the right last name. And if you don't pay to play the game, they might take you out and then blow your brains. I ain't shocked that they shot him, I'm surprised that they locked them all the way into the end of days. That's how it goes when you give it away, your power over the cowards who were ruled by force, and show up at your porch on a pale white horse and then hunt you down just like a sport that's real. But see, what hurts them most is those who watch like it's all a show, like the Hunger Games, cheering all the while they're living in chains that they can't see. But I don't blame them, cause I know what they face. I'm just like them, tracked and traced to keep us safe. Why? For enemies of the state. Every day that they've been alive, they've been living in a line, a world at war. Every day that they've been alive, they've been living in a line, a world at war. Every day that they've been alive, they've been living in a line, a world at war. Every day that they've been alive, they've been living in a line, a world at war.